Welcome back, guys. If this is your first time to watch this show, welcome to the Friday show. We appreciate you for being here. It's a bit of a warmer Friday, so we have brought amazing energy, hot tea, and hot topics just for you. Thank you for tuning in. This is Let's Talk here on your favorite channel, Ebru TV. My name is Lydia KM.
My name is Dana DeGrazia.
And my name is Naomi Womboy.
We are trending!
Yes! We are in the top 20? No, top 15, y'all.
Thank you so much. We would not trend without you guys, so we appreciate you so much.
Yes,
continue on the hashtag Ebru Let's Talk.
Yes.
And speaking of, we have got our question of the day today, and this relates to one of the topics we're going to talk about. The question of the day today is, would you allow your wife, let's say, or husband, to be married to a second partner? So would you allow the person who you've been with to have a second partner? Hashtag is Ebru Let's Talk, and the SMS line is 40920. Please talk to us.
Yes, that's just a little sort of like foreshadowing for what's to come in the day. We are excited to get on that topic, okay? This Friday has warmed up, and so has these attitudes of ours. So without further ado, it's time for Hot Talk.
Come and take a seat, girl. This is what you need. Let's talk.
Let's talk.
Let's talk.
Let's talk.
Love always wins, and as everybody knows, I am a lover of love. And this next story, I don't know if it will make you feel love or fear, but essentially there is this, I guess he's a utopian ideal of a man. He's a Kenyan man who has decided that he's going to forgive his wife of cheating. Now, I mean, to some of us sat here, that this is unheard of a Kenyan man. And now I'm just going to read exactly what he said as to why he decided to make this decision. Essentially, he was saying that forgiveness is the way to move forward, as opposed to ending the marriage. Your wife becomes miserable and you don't end up having the family unit. So he decided, he was like, no one is perfect, and I've decided to move on with this marriage, and I've decided to forgive her for her infidelity. I personally, for one, believe that this is the person who's going to do something so bad in the next 10 years. Let's read the receipts. So, no one is perfect. To my love and mother of my kid, Emily, I forgive you. I wish you long life and wisdom. We have come a long way. The fact that you stood by me when I was nothing. I wrote down the bad things, but there were more good things than bad. I'm not perfect, and no one is. I love you, Queen. Now, the pros and cons make sense in that there is some things which we say holds more weight as far as what's bad.
Yeah.
So someone might be perfect, and then they do one thing, but according to you, it's so heavy that it's like a deal breaker. Well, he's decided to do it the other way around. He decided to just put plain, point blank, what's good, what's bad, and he's come to the conclusion that his wife is actually a gem. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, it's your wife. At the end of the day, it's your wife. It's hard to get out of a relationship with your wife. But
Mother of your kid.
I mean, I will talk about my story and spill the tea, but I want to hear what Dana has to say first.
For me personally, I feel like cheating is one of those things that doesn't carry a lot of weight, especially if she was like, because we don't know the details of it. Like, does she have a kid with another guy, you know, a whole family or something? Or was it like, I stepped out, I was stressed, it was one time, and I'm super sorry. Like, where did it come from? But I will say that I have seen multiple relationships in Kenya where the chick found out the guy was cheating, for example, and they stayed together just to sort of like punish the person kind of thing. So I just feel like if he's going to be really authentically forgiving, and, you know, if she was in the same situation, she'd be super forgiving, then I'm all for it. I'm also super suspicious because my first instinct is like, okay, when someone is like automatically forgiving of cheating, I'm like, okay, so you probably were cheating too, and now you just see us on level ground. Like, I'm just like, you just think like I've given you an out kind of thing.
Yeah, but here's the thing, men actually don't think that. Well, we'll speak of black men, we'll speak of our Kenyan men. They don't think that. They could cheat on you
all the
400 times, but you cheat once. Not even that. Coffee with a coworker. It's stress. So that's not how they think about it. Okay. My problem, my fear is this woman is going to wake up one day and she's going to be dead, because when somebody is that bruised, and all they do is just kind of they hold it together. There's nothing in society that's kind of pushing a man to forgive. It's always like, you know, if a woman does that, then she's like the worst of the worst. So I would be fearful. If I cheated on you as a guy, I'm not the one to forgive.
Seeing Naomi's face, I want to hear her story now.
Okay, now let me spill the tea a little bit. And I'm sharing it with you guys on live TV. It stays between us. So, yes, I had a boyfriend. Yes, I cheated. I ended up cheating. And my boyfriend took me back. He took me back. He said, I love you to death. And I feel like we have a relationship going on and this is what it's gonna be. He took me back. But at the end of the day, I felt like, oh, because I cheated, no, I don't know what you're doing behind closed doors. I don't know what you're doing behind my back. So he might be cheating too.
The guilty are always the most suspicious.
Yes, you know, like, listen to you, you're justifying the reason why you were suspicious of him because he cheated, but really you were suspicious because you were cheating.
The guilty are always
But you see,
the most
we're talking, we're hearing here from the horse's mouth. From the horse's mouth, there's always going to be that, oh, yo, you really forgave me? Or really, are you pretending to forgive me? And maybe you are like stealing like 100 bob from my bank every day. And I'll wake up one day and I don't have any money. You'll take my children. Oh, please. I feel like it's wonderful for us to encourage that cheating on either side can be forgiven. And cheating is just like any other thing. It's a symptom of a problem which you guys can work out if you feel like you would like to work it out. And yeah, you can move on.
And I don't justify cheating. I do not justify cheating 100%. I don't justify cheating. It happened. It was the heat of the moment. That's what happened, but it happened.
I think the interesting thing is like, I kind of understand his mindset though, in the sense of it's like, especially when you're married, like the idea of ripping apart your marriage is like, it seems scarier than to go from cheating. And it really is sort of reliant upon the relationship itself. Because there are some relationships, like I said before, who like never came back from cheating. And, you know, even like the kids were really affected, people around were like, it was very obvious to people. And then I know some relationships that did get past it, that were just like, you know, it happened, you know, years ago when you're younger, you know, or it happened a one-time thing kind of thing. So either way, it does exist. I do think it's interesting the responses that he got for forgiving her versus like how it is for a man. So maybe I'm like one of the first times ever I'm on the like side of the boy child. I think it's interesting that everyone called him like strong and noble and this is great. And then it's like the moment a guy steps out, it's like he's a dog. But also people will cover a man's cheating more than they'll cover a woman's. Like when your guy friend goes and cheats on his girl, everybody, I didn't see nothing. He was at home the whole time. Nothing happened. But if a girl steps out, it's like, bro, I'm sorry, but I saw your girl tying her shoelaces in front of a guy who I think was into it. Like, like
she went and had coffee. She went and had coffee with another man. She's cheating. Like that's how it comes off as, especially in Kenya. That's how it comes off as.
It's true. You guys, what do you think? Is this okay? Are we in Kenya? Are we on Earth? He decided to cheat on, she cheated and he forgave her and they are moving on and we wish him nothing but the best, by the way. As much as, you know, I'm making jokes and everything, it's when families stay together, more people win than not. So the hashtag is Ebru Let's Talk and our SMS line is 40920. Please let us know if you would be a forgiving man in this situation. Do you think it's good that he did so, or do you think this is just an L? Like just a massive L?
You know, you never really know. Every relationship is different. And, you know, it's, in a way, it's almost kind of good that he's, like, giving her trust again and they're working back towards it. Because there are some couples that almost never even exists from the beginning. There's another couple that we're speaking of. We can't confirm whether or not it was in Kenya. But this is a story about a woman whose husband wanted to go out for a bachelor party. And I don't know if they're Christian or only she's the Christian. Because she made up such an intense list of rules that, like, people went wild on social media platforms. Her rule was, you know, of course, the typical, you know, no illegal drugs, you know, no having sex with sex workers, but it also went on to no smoking cigarettes, no gambling,
no swearing,
no swearing.
And it's for everyone.
And that's the thing, it was for everyone. So let me read through it. It's a bit long, but so hubby has been invited to a bachelor party. I'm more than happy for him to go, but we are Christians. So I was thinking of writing a list of rules for all the men to follow. Let me know if I'm missing anything. No illegal drugs, cigarettes, hubby quit so I don't want the temptation. No alcohol, hubby doesn't drink and alcohol leads to bad choices. No strippers, dancers, women at all. All of these men are already married. No fast cars or taxis only. All phones need to be tracked at all times. No swearing. Everyone home by midnight. No hurting each other, including, quote, play wrestling. No gambling. And now she says, have I missed anything? It goes on to say that she's seen everyone's feedback from the list, but she's decided she's not going to let him go anyways. She's like, y'all are right. I can't control what he does outside of the house, and I can't control what anyone else does, so I'm just going to make him not go. This, to me, seems wild, and people online were actually saying that this could be an abusive relationship for how controlling she is.
I feel like it's
honestly,
crazy.
I feel like it is abuse at the end of the day. It's a bachelor party.
Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to have fun, go wild, do what you're supposed to do, but respect your woman at the end of the day. Even I was talking to my driver, like, I had read him those rules. He was like, hey, Naomi, where? No, and no, and no. I will have the women. I will respect my wife. I will have swearing, no swearing.
Yeah.
But you're tracking your man at all times like that. It's a form of abuse.
Yeah.
Let
me tell you, this comes from the idea that if you control someone, they won't be unfaithful.
Yeah.
You're controlling him at the bachelor party, but you don't even know. Maybe he's getting down with the house girl.
On a normal
you
Tuesday.
never know. This is the one thing which I really feel like, whoa, men and women out there, do not believe that the more rules and regulations, the more you tie someone on a leash, then that means that the better they're going to behave. You can write all these rules and he's going to take them with his boys. They laugh as strippers are shaking it in his face.
Yeah.
You know, like when you are with someone, I know it's not always easy to trust, and maybe this might come from a situation where she's been hurt, she's been disrespected, or infidelity has been an issue. But once you decide to trust someone, any way you try to control them, you're only going to be the one who's getting hurt.
Absolutely.
No, but a bachelor party, especially when you give him a rule of you have to be home by midnight.
Nothing happens before midnight.
Oh my God.
Nothing happens before midnight in Kenya.
And
Come
rules,
on.
those rules, is like, is this a relationship?
Or
Are you
mom.
the mom? Like,
Exactly.
you've got to decide who you want to be, because if you want to be his mom, then he's going to find someone else.
Not only that, but I think what's interesting is because if he's a Christian, as you know, she says he is, these rules wouldn't be necessarily that someone would feel they would have to make. They'd be then like it would just be like he's going out for like dinner with his guy friends kind of thing. But if she feels she has to make them, then she is worried, and this control isn't going to actually lead anywhere, because if this guy puts you in a place where you're constantly worried about these kinds of things, you might not have married the right match for you, doll.
Exactly.
Like he's going to go out and do these things because at the end of the day, you cannot control his every move.
Nope.
Let's say even if he agreed to these rules and all the other men were like, oh yeah, we'll absolutely do it. We're going to be Scouts honor. We're going to respect. Like, you're really going to say they can't swear? You're really going to say that he can't smoke? All he has to do is change his shirt and you'll never know.
And
that
let me
goes
tell
for
you,
everything.
There's something that we are not even highlight enough, is that these rules weren't for just him. These
They were
rules
for
were a
everyone.
collective for everyone who wishes to participate in this bachelor party
Amazing.
with him. That is beyond. We're not even talking about, if she gave this to her man, what you guys do behind closed doors is your business. Whatever rules you have set up in your relationship is all for you. But then to just go over and do that, oh no.
I'm going to be the wife to everybody's husband now,
Yes.
is what she's saying. She's
Yeah.
like, I'm not. And you know what's amazing is she genuinely felt like she wasn't overstepping a boundary. Like, this girl genuinely believed she was actually going to get a bunch of support from like her Facebook friends and, her like-minded people around her.
Yeah.
But no one came out and was like, you're doing the right thing. People came out and was like, girl, are you crazy? Are you insane?
Yeah. Initially, after obviously she got a lot of like, are you crazy? Why are you controlling him? She did say, okay, guys, I have taken your feedback and you're right. I can't control him once he leaves the house, and I can't control his friends, so I've decided to just let him go. Number one,
To just not let him go.
to just not let him
Yeah,
go.
she did let him go.
Girl, I thought you were in, you know. But anyway, here's the
No.
problem. The fact that the control, as far as you're concerned, is not containable when he's outside. So I prefer to have him in the house to control him. And I don't know. Honestly, if this was a guy doing this to a woman, we wouldn't even be laughing about this.
Yeah,
we would
it'd be crazy.
We would be honestly sending our heart and love to that woman because it's so bad. But this is the same thing. Abuse in relationship is both ways.
Absolutely.
And he might be the man, but you don't know the kind of psychological kind of control she's
Turmoil.
got on him to be able to even decide what he does and when he does it.
Yeah.
You know? So this is abusive. This isn't funny. And the guy who you're going to do this, I mean, we're all rooting for you. We're not even rooting for you to leave her. You guys can decide what you want to do, but we're rooting for you to start remembering that you control your life, nobody else.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Amen
yes.
to that. But would you guys ever agree to these rules, or would you ever give these rules? The hashtag is Ebru Let's Talk, and the text tone is 40920.
Yes, and especially on that, like rooting for the boy child. Apparently, in the media, MP Millie Odhiambo consulted with her husband on getting more partners, multiple men. She asked her husband if she could marry multiple men.
Yes.
Okay, now
I'm
we
here
see
for
this.
it.
We see this in like Muslim cultures, like the man marrying multiple wives.
Yeah.
We see this nowadays. Kikuyus want to do it too. Like, but we're not putting anybody in a box. But Millie Odhiambo, she wanted to marry. And it's a discussion. It's a discussion between her and her husband. So there's no yes, there's no no. But it is a discussion. Read it.
So she says, my husband is Zimbabwean and I do not have dual citizenship. And the reason I do not have dual citizenship is because I'm still in negotiation with my husband to allow me a second and to allow me to marry a second and a third husband like men have. Her point is, this would not be controversial or even a topic of conversation if it was the man asking the woman to have more than one wife. This happened, but so she's just saying that she wants to do the same thing. There's some feedback here I'm just going to read because people are already going crazy about this conversation. Brandy Kerush, you say, ata mwanaume akisema yes to sharing, mimi siezi tikia over my dead body. I cannot be shared. That's the hashtag Ebru Let's Talk. What else? So somebody else says here. Sorry, question. So yeah, sorry. So legit daily, you say, are you seriously asking me if I can share my wife? Hashtag Ebru Let's Talk. We are not asking you. This is what is happening. I mean, this is happening. And our question of the day, please, and please continue talking to us. Our question of the day is stemming from this.
Yeah.
You know, she is generally asking for her husband, if she can have more than an extra pair of hands around the house. I don't see what's wrong with that.
I mean, the question of the day is, would you allow your wife to be married to a second partner?
So why not?
Hashtag Ebru Let's Talk. The SMS is 40920. You let us know how you feel. And again, I have to go back to my driver because, you know, he's always driving me everywhere. So even his partake was, well, now me, if my wife was to have multiple partners, no, it's a no, it's a no, it's a no-go. And then I said, so what if you wanted to have multiple women? Oh, well, that's okay. You know, you tell your wife, well, I have this side chick on the side.
Lined up.
You can have her number and you ask her where I am. No. It's a double standard.
We are talking from the perspective of, you know, what would a guy do?
Yeah.
But would you ever want to have more than one husband? Dana,
depends.
can I answer for Dana?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know the
Dana's
thing
married.
is, I've seen super successful like polyamorous relationships. Obviously in Kenya it is more of a norm. I feel like the thing about for me is if he ever came up to me and said, you know, I would like to have a second wife, I'd be like, well, then how about we just open up the marriage? Because at that point, I'm just like, it seems to me that you're trying to go get something from another chick, but like, why does it have to be a conversation of like marrying them and all these things? Because for me, the biggest issue I've seen in like open relationships or things like that is like a hierarchy issue. Like even here, you hear guys complaining that like the first wife will mistreat the second wife and things like that. So I feel like that's the only thing that sort of deters me from the idea. So the idea of an open marriage is like, listen, I never have to meet your girlfriends, you never have to meet the person I'm with kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that seems to work. I like the point that she's making, and I think that she's, you know, I think honestly she's forward thinking.
Let me tell you, I feel like, honestly, forget husband. Like when you're dating like consistently more than one person, you know, before everyone has decided who's who and whose boyfriend is who, it's so tiring. I don't have the energy or the want to be that intimate, like whether in conversation, in finance, physically with more than one person. I feel like it more comes from the place of being lazy more than anything. But I simply do not have the emotions. Like, you know, men need so much. So can you imagine, oh, husband one today, and then blah, 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 blah. He tells me, Wednesday, I'm with the other one, he tells me, da, 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 he needs this, he needs that. It's not possible. I can't even imagine anyone thinking about this.
And I think
not for me.
I definitely agree with you, especially when it comes to women, women ourselves. When we love hard. When we love hard. And if there's like multiple men in the situation, it's like, how do you spread out that love? Men, I don't get it, and especially like Muslims, sorry to like call it out, but Muslims, how they have multiple wives, but they have to upkeep this wife the same way they upkeep this wife. The same way, if you buy a Benz for this wife, you have to buy a Benz for this wife.
Yeah, I mean, if everyone is in agreement in the situation, I feel like to each their own.
Yeah.
I feel it's like there are some cultures, by the way, it's actually the other way around. Women keep more men, and then they have the schedule for each man for when they can come at night. Here's the thing: when I feel like intimacy is like far more like. More intense on the woman's side as far as even physically what you're going through. Also, you can't get pregnant so many times. So this is why, in fact, in those cultures where the woman is the one who has more, it's because they're trying to reduce their population. Because once the woman gets pregnant, she's out of commission. Yeah, she's out of commission for so long. Whereas a man can continuously get many people pregnant. Yeah. So if it's like about procreation, I mean, okay, so I'll be pregnant for you 2012. I'll be pregnant for you 2014, stress.
Well, I think also, I mean, if we look back at the cultures, because that's not super popular when you hear like women with multiple men.
It's not.
But also the reason that like she is making such an outlandish statement is also because there's still this idea of ownership. Because if you look at cultures where it's more practiced, where, you know, more than one wife, that's because women have been used more as a commodity. You know, if you look at cultures in Africa where women get married, you know, very young and then they get older, so a second wife comes in, that's essentially because you're marrying more house help.
Yeah.
That's because you're marrying, you know, a supply, so to speak. So I feel like if we're going to move past the idea of women being treated as a, you know, commodity as a wife, then we have to open up our minds to the idea that women also are intimate and loving creatures who want more.
And as I said, to each their own. I will come to your 8th wedding, sis. I don't have a problem. Like, I will be there. I will be excited. I tend to believe that anything someone is doing that I'm not doing, it's not really because there is a wrong thing. It's more of my mind just simply is not there to conceptualize that, you know? And if we actually all thought that, there would be far less judgment. So when somebody else wants to do their thing, I feel like it's great. And it's true. People tend to feel like, you know, how can a man be the one who belongs to a woman? It's the other way around. And it's because of being seen as a commodity, being seen as this thing. I don't know if Kenya is there yet. Please let us know, what do you think about this? Would you be on that side of life? Are you happy for your wife to have more than one? Maybe, you know, all those days when she comes home and she's just stressing you and she's just telling you, she's just talking and you're just stressed. Maybe she could share that. Maybe you could just have the stress Monday and Tuesday, and maybe somebody else would be allowed the stress Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or whatever.
But I
you
already
can share
feel
it.
like having one man is stress enough. It's stress enough. Having two, especially women, like you said, when we get involved sexually, when we get involved.
It's not always.
Okay, Dana,
I'm
what
just
you gotta
saying.
say?
I was gonna tell you. See, I've been on this table with this sweet summer child.
Oh wait,
What you gotta say?
For so long, so I would have told you that she was gonna disagree with that. I
What
could
you
have
gotta
told you
say?
that.
I'm just like, see, that's the mindset that especially a lot of like men have, for example, that it's like, this is why, let me tell you, there's this phenomenon going on, and men, I'm giving you this hint, right? Where men are disagreeing with the idea that women enjoy sex as much as them. So there are a bunch of men flooding to Twitter being like, you know, women don't, what are you even saying? This is wrong because it, you know, it started you've seen it before. So like the thing is like, you should get rid of that idea, number one, because you're essentially telling on yourself. You're essentially saying that you've never seen a woman satisfied, at least around you. And also it's just, whenever you say that like a woman can't do it the same way a guy can do it, you're just going back to this idea of like she is incapable of something, aka she's this commodity that can't feel the same way a grown man can. So it's just a concept that we might want to move past. And who knows, especially in our generation, Millie Odhiambo could be paving the way for the new age marriage. But we still want your answer to the question now that we've opened it up on the table. Would you allow your wife, would you allow your husband to marry a second spouse? Please get at us over the break. The hashtag is Ebru Let's Talk, and the text tone is 40920. See you in a moment.
Let's talk. Come and take a seat, girl. This is what you need. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. Come and take a seat, girl. This is what you need. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk.
Welcome back, everybody. We hope you have topped up your tea and your popcorn because we are ready. We want to first of all give a massive, massive shout out to Miss Karoon and all her fans. We've got so much love from you guys, but unfortunately she couldn't make today's show. Some personal reasons, but she has asked to reschedule for another day. So we will 100% be having her here on this table. We are so sorry for that inconvenience, but thank you so much for all the love. We absolutely appreciate you. So in her spirit, we are going to have our favorite segment. It's time for Talk That Talk.
Come and take a seat, girl. This is what you need. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk.
Now, I mean, this is a bit of a no-brainer to me personally, but it's 2019, and, you know, people are mixing and matching their clothes, their shoes, their husbands, their boyfriends with everybody. And today's question is, would you allow either your sister or your cousin to be friends or comfortable to that level with your ex? Now, this is coming from a story because Kourtney Kardashian, for those who know her, she threw an Eid dinner for her sister's ex-boyfriend. Now, everyone else on the table, we're asking ourselves, like, you know, how are you even in conversation? What's going on? Like, you know, what's the dynamics? I assume there are different dynamics, but as far as I'm concerned, if you're an ex and you're out of my life, you're out of everybody else's life. Just or no?
Yeah, I mean, I think let's be, you know, give her the benefit of the doubt here and talk about how serious the ex was.
Yeah.
My issue is that it's like, okay, why did you throw him a whole dang dinner? Like, how close are you with him that it's like you stepped into a very, like, intimate action? Because it wasn't like, hey, come over for dinner, I'll order a pizza. It was like, let me cook, if she actually did cook, but like, let me cook for you a symbolic religious dinner, like, you know, come over and like celebrate, you know, the breaking of Eid with me. Like, to me, I feel like that's overstepping a boundary. Even if we were dating, if I'm not even there and you're having him over for dinner, what's wrong with you?
I mean, she did cook a whole dinner. And apparently, you know, the Kardashians can cook. Apparently, the Kardashians can cook, but let me spill a little tea. Let me spill a little tea. Okay, so me and my sister, her ex, when it came to her ex, we were actually friends. Like, he became part of the family, kind of. Like, literally part of the family. Like, good with my mom, good with me, good with that, good with that. So we would actually, like, go out to lunch, have lunch together, like, catch up and all of that. And my sister didn't feel uncomfortable. We would actually go to concerts together. We would go to concerts together. My sister was like, what's up? But everybody else around her was like, yo, why is Naomi hanging out with your ex? Like, it was just a weird thing to do. But then there came a point in time because when Angela cuts off somebody, she cuts off somebody. And she called me and she's like, yo, he's cut off. He's cut off. Oh, yeah, text, everything. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Cut off. So, you know, you have to respect your sister in that sense. But when it comes to the Kardashians, like, I feel like they just share everything. That's why I even feel like the Jordan story,
you make a good point. You make a good point because it's about the relationship I have with my ex. That then opens the door to what relationship everybody else can have with them. For example, I also had an ex, like my first boyfriend, who we were together for so long and he just became like, you know, part of the furniture. So when we broke up, and it wasn't a horrible breakup, I felt like I couldn't just kind of remove him from my life, especially even the people who we were close with that fast, but it's because we were cool. Now, my previous ex, if we break up and it's not amicable and we are not cool and there's bad blood, first of all, I expect that the day when I break up, everyone who is good with me, like my family, out. You are following him. You are undoing your ties with him. It shouldn't even be a conversation. I feel like it's actually difficult sometimes when you need to tell your family members that, like, you know, we've broken up, you're on bad terms, but I'm seeing him on your story. He's using you to make me feel like it's me who's missing out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's, you know, the funny thing is like, when you're the first person to say something in any situation, you always seem like the crazy one. Because it's like you're the one asking someone to do something, like, but it's not a big deal. It's just chilling. And I think what doesn't get addressed, and maybe it is super different for them. You know, who knows? Maybe they're never around each other that much, anyways. I don't care. But it's also like, if I'm a normal person like the way that I am, and he's in your life in any sort of way that has me be reminded of like the time I spent with him, the bad memories, anything that like that, it's not about the relationship that you have with my ex. It's about the relationship that I have with you and how what you're doing is impacting my like vitality and well-being. Because if what you're doing is hurting me, it should never be a question. Even if it's mildly hurting me, even if it's just annoying me, if you are my family, if you're my friend on the level of family, then it shouldn't be a question of like, oh, I'm doing something annoying, get over it. It should be, I'm really sorry that that's affecting you at all, cut off.
But then I have to go on to say that like when me and my bad ex broke up, like I wanted all cut ties from my family. My family didn't get it.
Are you being serious?
Like he would text my mom. Oh, Mom, how are you? All of this, all of that. I had to go in her phone, in her WhatsApp, and block him. He would text my sister like this, Sijui, what, like, and then when his father passed away, like, God forbid, sorry, but he had texted my family, oh, my father passed away, and it was a big deal. Like, my family made it a big deal. And I'm just like, okay, me texting him, I was just like, I'm sorry. I don't know how to be there for you.
Yeah.
But we're not together.
Yeah.
Okay, not only that, but I feel like him texting your family, especially if he's an abuser, is an abusive
Behind
tactic.
my back.
Yeah, like that's really just like a tactic of an abuser, so they're not completely cut off.
Yes.
Plus, like, maybe I'm going to hell for this, but if you're someone I dislike and someone dies in your life, I don't care. I don't feel bad for you. People die. Because if I hate you that much and something normal happens to you, like, oh, you got into a fender bender, why would I care about that?
No, here's the thing. I'm not as
is normal.
emotionally as strong as Dana, but I do believe that if something bad happens to you, the empath in me is just going to be human to human. It's a bad thing that your father has passed away, and I'm sorry. That's it.
Yeah.
But let me ask you, just when friends and family, let's talk about maybe if we are the friends and family, when you continuously stay in a close relationship with somebody's ex, especially one which they had a difficult breakup with, you're not actually helping the person. You're making it a difficult process for them to move on, and especially in a situation where somebody is abusive. It's the hardest thing, that the place where you're going for comfort is the same place where the person who hurt you is.
Yeah.
You know, like, so you've got to remove them just so that the person can feel like they have the support.
That's a good point.
You know?
Because you're essentially removing that person's safe space. Because if you're my family and you're supposed to be there for me, and I'm trying to essentially run away from someone, then what you're doing is invalidating my safe space.
Yes.
You are no longer safe for me.
It's
so
true.
where do I go from there?
But that means your whole family has to remove them. Your whole family. And even that's why I felt bad sometimes when I would hang out with my sister's ex. We would go to concerts, but my sister felt nothing about it.
But question is, forget what she feels. What were you getting from being in that kind of relationship with your sister's ex-boyfriend? Like, what were you getting?
No, it was literally like a brotherly, sisterly
I
vibe.
totally get it. I don't think it was inappropriate, but I mean, with all the people you could go to the concert with, like, in the history of the world, like, why him?
We here now.
You know, we're here.
I can't.
We here. Our cameraman is here. You can go to the. You can go on
We
live
like
TV.
music.
I can't speak on live TV about who he was, but I was gaining nothing. You're right. I was gaining nothing.
Yes.
But it was a relationship that we had built.
And I get
my sister had seen we had built that relationship.
I totally get that.
And she respected it.
Yeah.
She respected it. But after a certain point, when she called me and she was like, Naomi, no, he's cut off. I mean,
see,
WhatsApp gotta go, all of this gotta go, he gotta go.
But you see, that's the good thing. Because at the end of the day, it's also that to the point where it was bothering her.
Yeah.
Because if she was going about her business and she didn't care and it was fine, then whatever, it's fine and she's over it. But if it got to a point where it's like, you know, you were seeing him too much, or it started to make her uncomfortable, because that's also the thing. If you are going to hang out with, like, your sibling's ex, that's fine. Make sure they know about it and they know that nothing is, like, inappropriately happening. But the moment it becomes not okay, you have to be willing to end up
But that was the thing. Everybody else around her were the people that were like, why is Naomi hanging out with your ex? No, I don't like him. I don't like him. Like,
but let me tell you
putting
this,
it in her ear.
I'm telling you this. Like, I don't want to have to tell my sister. I don't want to have the conversation. I want that as soon as I play for Team A, she's for Team A. As soon as I play for Team B, she's there with me without question. Whether or not it's platonic, whether or not it's any conversation, if I cannot expect to find my sister talking to an ex because she thinks I'll be okay with it.
Now question.
No, but that was the thing. My sister was okay with it.
Listen, my point is, in my ideal world, if I break up with someone, my sister breaks up with them.
Yeah. It's not a conversation.
No conversation. No need for me to come and tell you. Because guess what? For example, you guys are my girls.
True.
Yes.
I go through a breakup. you guys support him, even just like saw him ignored.
He's gross and fat now.
Like, there is something which is like, I'm coming to you guys for that empowerment
Yeah.
to help me get to
Yeah.
a space of being strong.
Yeah.
So I can't come to you guys and you're telling me that I went to a concert with my ex-boyfriend. Like, whether or not it's like, yeah, sure, we are like BFFs,
Yeah.
there's something about that that makes somebody else feel like they're alone in the struggle.
I think not only that, I mean, again, it's also about how like serious the relationship was.
Yeah.
If you guys like went on a few dates and it just like didn't work, it doesn't matter. Because what I was going to ask, what happens if your sibling dates and then breaks up with a person who is your friend before they dated? Because I feel like at that point, then the waters start to get muddy. Because if I was, let's say, here I am and I have this, good friend, great guy who I'm friends with, and I didn't even try and set you up.
Yeah.
You just expressed interest in him.
Yeah.
You dated for a little bit, and then the relationship is over. Does that also mean that I'm obligated to end the
See, that's
friendship?
the thing. I don't think so, because you are friends with both people. But this is my question, something which we haven't discussed. People break up and make up every day. So
Every
which
day.
line? When are we stopping
When
to
do
be
you
friends
stop?
with the ex? Do we
Yeah.
give it like a 3-month period? Now we gotta unblock him, or, because guess what? If you're yo-yoing, you can't yo-yo like that, because guess what? When they get back together, you remember you blocked him, you weren't talking to
You
him,
were the bad
you were
guy.
calling him fat, you know what I mean? So, like, I get
that
that
friend.
I get that we're supposed to be supportive, but of course, because like, relationships are so in and out these days, it's like, which way should we go? Like, where is the line for it to be like, okay, this is over, it's done with, we're never gonna get back together? How do you know?
Yeah.
That's a tough
but
one.
that's
Can
what
someone on Twitter answer?
what we want our viewers to know.
Yes.
40920 is the SMS and hashtag Ebru Let's Talk. Let us know where does the line get crossed? Like, are you friends with your sister's ex? Or not?
Or absolutely not. Is it a black and white situation? You either are or you aren't. Or are there any gray areas?
But me personally, if I break up with someone, the whole family breaks up with him. The whole family breaks up with
He's
him.
dead to us.
The whole
I feel like
family breaks
there's
up with
something
him.
special about that, like feeling like your people support you like
Yes.
that, Like when my sister's ex-boyfriend, when she decided to break up with him, right? Whew, I was straight on Snapchat to show her that I have blocked him. I have blocked him on Instagram, because I knew for sure like this was it. Like they were done. So
Yeah.
as my show of solidarity to my sister, and we were cool. We were cool, but I wanted to show him that you cannot be cool with me
Yeah.
when you have hurt my
Yeah,
sister,
true.
or you have done something harmful to
True.
my sister. Like there's just absolutely no way. So for me, it's simply black and white. But please let us know, first of all, which kind of timeline we should be giving. Because we do remember, like you guys remember, Otile Brown and Vera Sidika, they were in a relationship. Us, the in-laws, we got into the fight, and then they broke up. Then we were left there wondering what we did. You know what I mean? So please let us know, like, if we have some kind of timeline
Yes.
as far as when you should kind of stop talking to your people's ex.
There
That's
are some
my
texts,
black and
though.
We
white.
have
let's
we
read
have a
them.
little feedback ending in 6776. Hey Ebru, if I may ask, Kama Kifuli. Hey, that's for Lydia to read. That's for Lydia to read. I'll read the next one, ending in 753. Hey, Ebru, let's talk. Hey, I think she's brave enough because we have many ladies having more than just one man. Also, there are men okay with it, especially when there are benefits. My 2 cents.
All right, let's.
But all I'm saying, this thing is getting heated. But we want to know your response. 40920 is the SMS and hashtag Ebru Let's Talk. But for now, we're going to go to a little game time.
Come and take a seat, girl. This is what you need. Let's talk.
Let's talk.
Let's talk.
Let's talk.
So, the game is called Real Cookie Madame. So what we have to do, we are going to put a cookie on our face. I don't know why our producers made us do this,
Honestly.
but we will put our cookie on our face and we will have to make it go into our mouths
Without our hands.
without using our hands. Ooh,
You go
sounds
first.
kinda hey,
Yeah.
What?
Yep,
No,
you're
Dana
right.
always goes
No,
first.
it's you. You're
No,
getting
today.
off the chair
Dana
anyway.
always goes first.
No,
You're
it's
already
you,
off
girl.
the chair anyway.
Dana always goes first.
Aren't you hungry?
Oh my God.
They're good cookies.
All right. Oh, we got some Oreos. All right. So.
You gotta put it here.
Put it on your
near
eye. You have to open it. Why did you open it?
Don't open it.
Oh, it's closed.
Now tilt your head back and get it into your mouth.
And use your muscles to get it into your mouth.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Hold on. I have big cheeks.
I feel like your high cheekbones are actually at disadvantage today.
If only you had a flat face. Right?
Hold on, one more time. I have big cheeks.
What? Oh, come
First
on.
of all, that was the weakest.
That is not fair.
Now, look at you. You use them long nails to just like scoop
Dana.
it. We're going down the line, young lady. At least you get a cookie at the end of it.
Oh, Lord above.
You were doing so well.
Oh my God, it's a slidey bit.
It's harder than you think. It's harder than you
How many
think.
tries are we allowed to get?
Go,
Go, Lydia. Go, Lydia.
Go. You almost got it. It's harder than you think. Go.
I'm at the
Go.
funniest angle to see.
I believe in you. I believe in you. What? I believe in you.
I honestly don't think I'm gonna beat you.
Oh
I think
my
you've-
God.
My cheekbones
What?
are way too high for this.
I think you've won.
My cheekbones are way too high.
That
for
was
this.
not easy.
It is harder than you think.
How am I supposed to do it with glasses?
Take off your
Oh,
glasses.
take off your glasses.
I see. I was hoping you could. Oh,
Ooh,
don't
your
do
makeup
it. No.
is beautiful.
Thanks. I have
Go,
like no
go.
cheekbones though.
So you can do it.
A whole jump?
Come on.
I was trying. Ah!
See? Okay, one more time. One more time. You get one more
All
time.
right, wait. Oh, it's in my eye. Ah! No.
It's
It's in my eye.
Dana, honestly, I think you can do it. Just not be
One
patient.
more time.
Okay,
Stop
wait.
thinking about it.
This man, don't you laugh at me. Wiki! Wait. See, okay, well, that one is just.
It's a lack of patience.
Yeah.
Come on.
Ah!
No.
A for effort, girl.
A for
I'm
effort.
taking a cookie!
A for effort.
That was not
definitely.
as easy as it
It
looked.
really was.
I thought I could maybe do it like off my nose
And
like a
then-
little puppy.
Like, now you messed up my
But
makeup.
today's winner is...
Lydia! You're amazing. You're amazing.
Look at all these skills I have, and they say we have no talent.
honestly.
Right, let's we're gonna read some feedback from you guys just before we end the show. So your number is ending in that's SMS line 776. You say, hi Ebru, if I may ask, kama kifuli kifunguliwa na ki mingi, it means hiyo kifuli ni mbaya, okay? Na kama key inafungua kifuli mingi, it means hiyo ni master key. When a key unlocks a lot, yeah,
We're
you can
not
get
keys, you
it.
jerk.
So I would rather have two wives, but my wife not having two husbands. Look at you.
Ooh.
I
Absolutely
hate
not.
that analogy so much.
Yeah.
Did you get it?
Yes.
Yes.
It's basically a key that unlocks many doors is a master key, but if a key is opened by many keys, it's a broken lock.
No.
Honestly,
no,
like,
no.
Yeah.
I don't know any guy.
We
who
have
thinks that
another
way.
one ending in 865. Honestly, if she's interested in another person or relationship, I'll let her go for it. I won't allow her back. The ratio is 1 to 7.
I don't understand
Respect
what the ratio is.
So the ratio
don't-
of
I don't
women
get the
and men
ratio.
in Kenya right now is 1 to 7.
It
But
is.
I need to tell you guys, so me that is including my grandfather.
Yeah.
So you can't
Yes.
say that everyone in our generation needs to
Yes.
share wives 1 to 7. Sorry, carry
So
on.
wait, so it's saying that there's one guy to 7 women.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, then I
Yeah.
hope you are the best man ever.
Yeah.
Because
You better be.
because she
Right.
could also just leave.
The next one, this is your number ending 753. Did you read that? No, I wouldn't allow anyone. I left my ex because his ex dominated. She was close to his mom, dad, brothers. I mean everyone, and that was hard on me. I feel like exes should be passed. His family didn't give him the support for our relationship to grow. He always did. I'm totally here for that. Like once we break up, then we are broken up for good. We have a lot of feedback, guys. I'm not sure we can read all of them. Kauhui John, you say show is on fire. Thank you so much. Nyumbani Kwang, you say if we left each other, leave them alone after 30 minutes. Also here, let's talk fun. Number 1, exes should keep off my family members. 100%
Amen.
agree. This is Nicholas Oseko Trump. You say women have served these centuries as looking glasses possessing the magic and delicious power of reflecting the figure of a man at twice its natural size. I feel like that's a compliment.
I think it's a compliment.
Yes.
But I'm also not an hourglass. I'm a human being.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. We
Exactly.
appreciate you so much for being on the show. Thank you so much for all the feedback, even the ones we are not able to read today. We thank you. We appreciate you. Also, as we said, unfortunately, Miss Karun could not come, but shout out to her and her fans. And again, we apologize for that inconvenience. Thank you for being here, guys. Until next week on Wednesday at 9 p.m. My name is Lydia KM at Lydia KM on all social media handles.
My name is Dana DeGrazia. That's Hustle Goddess on Instagram and Twitter.
And my name is Naomi Wamboy, WAMBOE, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of
Have a
that.
good weekend.
Bye, everyone. I gotta go put my glasses back on.